Hi guys, welcome in, welcome back. I am Lisa. This is North Star Energy Healing, and I thought I would try something a little bit different today because my goal is to help you guys understand the readings that I'm giving you. And I realize that not everybody knows about all the different tarot cards in the deck and what they could mean and how different decks have different meanings. So I thought that I would start off today with the ACES. So what I've done is I have taken 3 different decks that I have that are regular tarot, not oracle cards, but that have ACES in them. And I've taken the ACES out of each of those 3 decks, and then I'm going to try to explain like the basic meaning of the ACES of the different suits, and then maybe how they can be interpreted when they're paired with other cards. And then you can let me know if you like this sort of thing. I will see if it gets any likes or comments, and then if it does, and if it gets enough views, then I will go on and I will do the 2s and the 3s, and I will go through the whole deck eventually. So I'm doing this to try and help you understand your readings better when I give them to you. I think I forgot to say it's Saturday, November 18th, 2023 when I'm starting this. I am also recording it on my desktop where I have a camera that I can pause and where I could bring in a table so I could have more room for what I want to do today. So I hope you are all doing well. It's a rather rainy, dreary day here. There's more things that I should be doing, but this is the idea that came in from Spirit. And like I told you, I listen to my gut, my intuition, I listen to Spirit. So I got this idea that maybe I would start off by trying to explain the ACES in the decks and how they're different in different decks, etc., etc. So please let me know if you like this and if you want to see more of this. Or even if you just like it, I'll see how many likes it gets. If you don't want to make a comment, that's okay. I'll check back and see what happens. I will be getting into all the individual zodiac signs soon. I just did readings for the elements, the signs that fall into the different elements. So I'm going to pause this now and see if I can reposition the camera to get a better shot of the cards. I will be right back. Okay, so now after several tries, I've repositioned the camera so that you all can see. I'm sorry about the other things in the shot. I'm dealing with this camera that is not that easy to position. So I know you can see my keyboard and stuff there, so I apologize for that. Okay, but I did get the 3 cards in the shot with a view where you can actually see them. So here we go. This is the 3 different decks. This is the deck that I use the most. And this is the Ace of Wands. This is the one we're starting with. Sorry, there's the, there we go. There we go. Okay. This Ace of Wands, as I usually say, this 8 wands are fire. Aces are new beginnings. This is the one, the deck that I normally use. And you can see that I usually describe this as, okay, this is a pair of hands that's literally pushing some action towards you, a new action, something new that you're going to be starting. So in the Marchetti deck, which is the one that I love, the Tarot Royale, I love it because it's so expressive. You can see it next to the okay, sorry about that. My husband was calling me, and as most of you know, we have a business, and he is at a job, and he forgot something, so I need to go over there and bring it to him. So sorry, guys. All right, so we had just finished up talking about the Ace of Wands in the Marchetti deck, the Tarot Royale, and then, so here is the Ace of Wands in the Rider-Waite Tarot, which is the, good Lord, trying to get it so that you can see it without. So you can see it does depict the same thing. It is a wand. It is a hand that, like, basically coming out of the clouds or coming out of nowhere, giving it to you. But in this deck, it is so much more expressive. This is one of the reasons why if I haven't said it to you before, if you want to do this, even for yourself, get a deck you connect with. So you may need to go to someplace, and I can recommend some. Merkaba Soul in Augusta, Maine has a huge selection of decks, as does Leapin' Lizards. They are in Portland, they're in Freeport. I believe that the gentleman told me that the Portland store has more decks, but go and look at the decks, hold the box, look at the picture, feel what connects with you. Many people have used this deck for years and years and years. That's the one they understand and they connect with. When I was trying to learn tarot, teach it to myself a little over a year ago, I just didn't get the feelings that I should get. And I almost gave up completely. But Spirit kept saying, learn tarot, learn tarot. I kept getting messages. People were talking to me about it. And so I was like, okay, I'll keep trying. Well, then I was watching somebody on YouTube who was using this deck, and I just immediately said, wow, I need that deck. That deck is speaking to me. So finally I got it. Several months later, I continued studying and doing readings for myself with this deck, and I actually got this deck in between. So this was my first deck, second deck, third deck. So I got this other deck, the Spirit Song Tarot, and tried with that one, and I was like, I love the pictures. They're beautiful. I really connect with them, but the messages were different than this deck, so I was having a hard time learning. So then once I got this deck, it was like, boom, I was off like a rocket. I couldn't believe it. I just grasped it so much easier with this one. Now, I'm not saying this is the one you should use because it's personal. It's very personal. There are thousands and thousands of decks out there, and you just need to find the one that you connect with. I'm not promoting one deck over another. I'm simply saying this was the one that spoke with me. Okay, so Ace of Wands, as we said, is new beginning. Wands are action. This is pushing the gift to you for this action. This one is handing you that gift. Okay, and then we see in the Spirit Song Tarot, it's completely different. It doesn't look anything like any of the other decks. It's also called the Ace of Acorns. In this deck, that's what... Now, all these tarot decks that are out there are channeled by somebody because that's what resonated with them and that's what their guides told them to do. And I'm sure there are hundreds of thousands of people who use this deck and love it and connect with it. And I'm not putting it down in any way, shape, or form because the artwork is stupendous. The artwork is beautiful and gorgeous. So this one says creative force and confidence. So you see how the message is just a little bit different. It doesn't say anything about handing you something or giving you a gift, right? So it's a little bit different there. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So the next aces are the Ace of Cups. Okay, so you can see already the difference is in these two. These two are the most comparative because they're using the same, the cups, the same suits. So this Ace of Cups, this Marchetti deck has many, many, many layers of meanings in the cards. That's the other thing I wanted to mention about it. So this Ace of Cups, aces are new beginnings. I'm not going to keep saying that because we've got that, right? Cups are emotion. But this deck has a layered meaning, okay? It has the abundance of the fish that are in the shot, that are in the card. It has the cup overflowing, the jeweled cup, the glowing sky, the eye, and the different phases of the moon. The layers of meanings in this card will depend on what it is paired with, okay? So if you had this card paired with the Hanged Man, that makes perfect sense, or the Hanging Man, because this card has the meaning of reflection and seeing things in a different perspective, which is the same as the Hanging Man. So you can see, now if it was paired with the Fool, you might say, okay, this new journey could be anything because those moons are all in different phases. So there's just so many ways that the cards are read depending on what they're paired with, okay? And then the Ace of Cups in the original deck is it still has an overflowing cup with water there with flowers in it. This one has a dove diving into the cup, and the cup is overflowing. So yes, it is similar, but it's not, in my opinion, as expressive. It does seem to be the person is handing the cup to you. That's absent in this deck, and it has totally different things. The basic meaning is the same. ACES, new beginnings, cups, emotion. But within the cards, you pick out different things that you see that you want to tell your sitter. And then in the Spirit Song Tarot, it's called the Ace of Shells. And the keywords are happiness and abundance. Well, yes, we do see abundance in this card and in this card. Happiness, I'm not sure if that super is depicted in either one of these. Doves are peace, so we could determine that that might be that. Yeah, so those are the different ways that those are interpreted. Okay, so moving on to the next one. Okay, the next one is the Ace of Swords. This is the sword of truth. That you've heard me say this whenever this card comes up. It's the sword of truth, but it also has the dove of peace. It has the color purple, which is a royal color, which is a holy color, and it's got a jeweled sword. The sword is out of its scabbard, which is again a beautiful jeweled scabbard. But this is literally the sword of truth. This is a new beginning that would start with truth. So again, depending on what this is, what this card is paired with, you can determine different meanings. Let's say this card was paired with the Page of Swords, okay? So pages are messengers or novices. So this would be, well, there is a message coming through, and it would be a message of truth. So if this were paired with that, that would be the meaning of it. If this was paired with, let's say, well, I'll try to use the same thing. Let's say that this was paired with the Fool, or it came up right with the Fool. I would say that your new journey needs some truth before you move on. So you can see how when the cards are laid out in a spread, it's not necessarily just that basic meaning, but you need to weave in the meanings of the other cards. And then you see how the card in the original deck, it is similar. It doesn't have a dove, it has a crown with some things growing from it. So that does show a new beginning, obviously with the ace there. You can still say this is the sword of truth, but this also more looks like it has that same depiction of there's a hand and it's giving you a new beginning. So it's giving you this or giving you a truth. So it's a little bit different. And then we have the Spirit Song Tarot, the Ace of Feathers, which feathers are swords in that deck. A beautiful card, and the meaning of this is mental clarity and foundation, because swords are communication. So that was the one thing that I forgot I got on the sword of truth thing. So swords are communication. This does say mental clarity and foundation, not exactly communication, but you do need mental clarity for communication. Doesn't say anything about truth, so they're a little bit different. Okay. And then lastly, we have the Ace of Pentacles. One of the most beautiful cards in my favorite deck is this. This, would be a new beginning with something that you create, or your job or promotion, something like that. And you can see that this pentacle is bigger than the stag that's carrying it. So when somebody gets this card, it is a definite meaning of some sort of new beginning with something you create. It could be many things, like opening an art studio, recording an album, starting a new business, something like that. And then with the Rider-Waite Ace of Pentacles, it is similar, but it's a hand, again, coming out of a cloud, holding a large pentacle. So it is similar. And it shows like, oh, you need to walk through that gate to start your new beginning. Okay, so that's that, those cards. And then this is the Ace of Crystals in the Spirit Song, which is a panda. This says, manifestation, and prosperity. That does kind of go along with it because pentacles are material things. So once again, it also depends on what these cards are paired up with. So if you had this card paired up with the Fool, then I would say that you're about to go on a new journey with work, because this is a pentacle card. This has to do with material things and things you create. If this card was paired with, let's say it was paired with the Death card, death of the old way of doing things, then the message would be you have the chance for a new beginning with something, but you need to do it in a different way. You need to let go of the way you've been doing it and do it in a new way. Okay, so that's kind of how, when you pair those up with other cards, how the meanings can change just a little bit. So again, there are many, many decks. These are the only 3 that I have that are straight tarot decks. Well, actually, I have another one, which is the Rig Tarot. You've seen me use it maybe once if you have, and it's because there are many, many naked pictures in it. So it's too hard for me to use it on camera and those pictures are wild and completely different. So that's basically the ACEs. And I hope that I've given you like a good sort of little tutorial about the ACEs, what they can mean, how they look, and how each deck is different. I hope this helps you in some way. Please let me know if you'd like to see more of these, and I will move on to the 2s and 3s, etc., and move through the entire deck. So if you would like to see me do more of this, please do like the video or comment so I'll know. I hope you all have a beautiful, wonderful day, and I will be back later on, starting with each zodiac sign with a reading, with readings for the individual zodiacs. Thank you so much. Let me see if I can do this. As always, peace and kindness every single day. I love you all.